Hello, TopFanRivalry followers, and welcome to another edition of Infield Fly Rule. We got the bestest of the bestest when it comes to the Braves. We got Thomas here, future dad, going to have a life-changing event here in the next week or two. Pretty excited. But you know what? The Braves need to share your enthusiasm on a few things. So, Thomas, how the heck are you?
I'm doing good, ready for this next chapter to get started in our lives. Our baby with the anticipated name Charlotte Millie Brown, nicknamed Charlie. Gotta love that nickname. It's a nice little sporty name. But yeah, she should be with us within the next week or so. So fingers crossed everything goes well, everything's healthy, and get to have another Braves fan enter the family.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So break down. I know, even though with everything you got going on, I know that you're still paying attention. Talk to me about the last week for the Braves.
All right, so that Colorado series to start the away stand did not go the way that I wanted it to go, especially against a very, very bad last place Colorado Rockies team. And I say extremely bad because that last game on Sunday, leading 8-2 in the eighth inning, and the heartbreaking 7-run inning against the Rockies. It was painful because I turned the game off. When you're up 8-2 that late in the game against that bad of a team, it's maybe Jackson can look it up. The top fan stats guy, look it up. How many teams have won that situation when you're up by six or more runs in the eighth inning? It astronomical kind of loss. And that's just it shows how the Braves season has gone so far this season. But thankfully, with us playing this bad, and I saw a news article, Braves are playing the worst brand of baseball in all of MLB. Thankfully, the team that's playing the second worst brand of baseball is the Philadelphia Phillies right ahead of us. So we're not losing that much ground. We might have
Mhm,
lost half a game in the last week with
mhm.
them, but I think we're 3-7 in the last 10. They're 4-6. So we're still 6 games back. And in the next week or so, we have 7 games against them in 7 games out of 12 for going playing against the Phillies. So we can definitely eat away at that lead.
Yeah, yeah. I, gosh, every time I look at the scoreboard and you know my wife Amber, what's wrong with the Phillies? What's wrong with the Braves? What's wrong with the
Hmm.
Dodgers? Thinking, okay, you could have left the Dodgers out of your mouth there for that and just say what you're gonna say. But yeah, no,
I mean,
it's
the bright side with the Dodgers, they at least have a Tony, and a Tony's always going to do great things.
yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, so there was some fun events this week. I know that you talked about the Rockies thing, but you had a matchup this week that was one for the books. Now, Chris Sale has not been very good. This year, he's having a resurgence of his career, and he is very good. Um,
Yes.
got got a no decision on Monday, pitched seven
Hmm.
innings, walked nobody, and struck out 12. And
Hmm.
he pitched against the $35 million a year, two wins on his record this season, Blake Snell, who walked three and got 11 strikeouts. Did you watch much of that game, or what did you think of that game?
I kept up with the highlights of the game, and I unfortunately have not been able to watch a lot of Braves games live this season, but I have kept up with them. I've kept up with the records. I've kept up with what's going on as far as the team. And from what I can tell, that was a pitching matchup for the decade where you get 23 strikeouts between the two starting pitchers. You get a game that goes into extra innings. I mean, a 1-0 game, regardless of how the starting pitchers do, that is just a well defended game, period. For your starters, your rotation, your defense out there, that is a wet dream for a baseball fan. So love to see that the Braves were able to come out of that, and for them to get back-to-back extra inning game wins against San Francisco, another wild card team, another contender out there that's really trying their hardest just to get into the postseason. That's showing the Braves do still have some life. So I love to see them have a little bit of fire underneath them. They have a little bit of fight left in them, and especially going into this weekend playing against a bad LA Angels team. Let's keep going. You have two more games against San Francisco, three against LA before we come back home and play against the Phillies. We need to stay strong, stay hot, so that we have a little momentum going into that Philly series.
No, I agree with you. You just mentioned the schedule too, which you and I will have talked about this. You have a fantastically favorable schedule. I'll say it like that. Not an easy schedule because the game isn't played on paper, but you
Yep.
have a very fantastically favorable schedule in September. You just got to get to September. Um,
Yes, gotta
y-
gotta get there. Gotta limp, crawl, whatever it takes just to get to September. And specifically in September, I'm looking forward to the series on September 13th through the 16th. That's going to be the easiest series of the season. Have you seen that one?
White Sox.
Oh, I mean, just as bad as the White Sox. It's some blue team out of LA. I can't even remember what team name they are.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. You're referring, I believe you're referring to the 2024 World Champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Are
I
you not?
mean, if you want to say that, I might as well pull out my 2000, what was that, 2023 All-Star Game jersey for the Atlanta Braves with the All-Star Game still hosted in Atlanta, right? Just didn't really work out.
Yeah. Yes, it didn't necessarily work out, but hey, what can you do, right?
Yeah.
I've got a 2020 All-Star Game ball,
Was it a 2020 like Mickey Mouse ring or something like that?
2020 All-Star Game ball.
Okay, got it, got it.
Yeah, a friend of mine's a groundskeeper over at in San Francisco, and he got a ball
Mm-hmm.
as a groundskeeper. And remember, they didn't have the All-Star game that year because of COVID. So
Yep.
it's a collector's item.
Yeah, I have a old Freddie Freeman jersey. It's the red alternate jersey that has that All-Star Game patch on it. And as soon as it got stripped from Atlanta, all the All-Star Game merch got pulled immediately. I was so happy I purchased that maybe 2 weeks before it was announced that they were stripping the All-Star Game from Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's no reason to do that. It's all listen, politics and sports don't mix, right?
No.
You and I want to talk politics. I'm sure there's a podcast we can find for that. Okay.
Hmm.
But there's not a podcast. There's nowhere, anywhere where politics and baseball shouldn't have to mix. And so that's kind of what happened. And
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
that is until Mookie Betts runs for president. He will have my vote.
yeah, but listen, Mookie, you know what the biggest thing I'm fearful about Mookie Betts? I'm fearful that while he's still young enough,
Hmm.
the MLB is going to create an expansion team in Nashville, and he's going to play in front of the hometown fans.
Yeah.
And so that makes me that makes me a little nervous.
So I want to go off script a little bit,
Off.
especially with the just for a quick one, just for a quick one. All Star, excuse me, the Olympics is coming to LA. Congratulations in 2028. And I saw this one TikTok, and they guys were trying to put together the American team that would be playing in the 2028 Olympics for baseball. Where do you put Mookie? What position do you put him in? Because he's definitely out there. He's definitely on the team. He's definitely going to be a starter, but I don't know where to put him on the field.
So it depends on who else you're going to invite to play,
Yeah.
right? And
So
it
let's
all
let's just
depends.
imagine all players want to play. All teams are going to allow their players to play, and you have your pick of the mill, your run for whoever you want at each position.
So he either plays in center field or he plays in right field. And the
Mhm.
reason why I say that is because a healthy Mike Trout
Yeah.
plays either center or right. Um,
I mean, that's kind of rare to find a healthy Mike Trout.
everybody, that was Thomas. I had nothing to do with that, just so that you know. Don't
I'm just
at
being
me.
realistic here because this man is hurt. And again, he's one of my favorite players. Love Mike Trout, but he's hurt. I say a good third, if not 40% of his career has been on the injured list.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see who they grab, right? Because I
Hmm.
can think of a couple of second basemen that, like Gavin Lux, the guy that flies under the radar for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I mean, what the how do I say this? So in the ML in the NBA, I would say a good 70 to 80% of the players in the NBA are American born,
yeah,
right? Some of them will play for Israel or Sweden or whatever because they have a family member that is whatever.
yes.
Um, in baseball, I'm gonna say in baseball you have probably maybe half, but probably closer to 35 to 40% American born. People don't
Yeah.
realize how many international players are in the game right now.
I mean, look at your starting first baseman right now for the Dodgers. That's a Canadian guy right there.
That's a Canadian guy. So Bryce Harper
Hmm.
could get that nod, right?
Yeah.
So Bryce gets that nod. Look at your right fielder. He's not American.
Nope.
Right?
I mean, even our second baseman not American. Our DH is not American. I mean, the half of the team is not American. So
Yep.
it will be a very. I'm not gonna just lay down and say LA. Excuse me, America would win a baseball tournament in the Olympics because, as you can see, Japan in the World Baseball Classic, they have had a squad for the last decade. They always bring players. They always bring like MLB ready players, and it's always a tough game.
Yep. No, 100%. And Jackson, I'm sorry, Jackson Thomas. The thing that frustrates me is somebody said to me, at least it's the right team. Somebody said
Hmm.
to me the other day, and it cracked me up. I was like, oh. He said to me the other day, "Wow, at least Team USA is going to win the gold in basketball." Yeah, they should, because 90% of that team is first ballot Hall of Famers in the
Yep.
NBA. If they don't, I, I mean, if they don't win that, uh, what? But
Yeah.
you look at the Dominican Republic, you look at Puerto Rico, you look at Japan, you look at China, there's a
Hmm.
lot. You look at Israel. Israel has a good baseball team.
Yeah.
You look at Italy, coached by Mike Trout in the World Baseball Classic. It's not just because they're playing at the 2024 World Champion Los Angeles Dodgers Stadium doesn't mean that they're going to win a gold. It doesn't mean that.
No.
Now, off script, I'll tell you, I love the fact that it's going to be on USA soil.
Hmm.
I went to a field hockey game in 1984 when Los Angeles hosted. Um, they have built so much down there. I think it's a terrible spot. I think LA is a terrible spot for the Olympics. Um,
Gotcha.
to give you an idea, from the Coliseum, from the LA Coliseum, where they're going to do all the track and field, the Dodger
Hmm.
Stadium, you hop on the 110, okay, and it literally, if I'm gonna say it's probably 4, maybe 5 miles. Okay,
And it
maybe
would take
five
you
miles.
maybe 5 hours to get there.
And it's going to take you 2 hours to get there at any
Man.
point of the day, at any point of the day, because right where the Coliseum is at, it goes from 6 lanes on that freeway down to
Mhm.
two, and then it opens up to
That's
three.
that's ugly.
And
That's ugly.
if you get off on either 6th Street or 9th Street, right by the Staples Center or
Hmm.
Crypto.com, whatever the heck they're calling it, right?
It's
Where
always
they're
gonna
going
be
to be playing their
Staples Center.
basketball. You literally,
Yes.
when you get off, you literally see a sign that says Dodger Stadium, and it's a mile and
Hmm.
a half or 2 miles away. Okay, that trip, I've done that on a Saturday. I've been to a Kings hockey game on a Saturday afternoon and a Dodger game that night, and that miles took us almost an hour. So I just think it where SC is at, where they're putting things at. It's going to be a traffic and logistical nightmare.
I am glad I don't live out there.
I
And that's
mean,
saying something. Me living in Atlanta with all this Atlanta traffic, I am glad I don't live in LA.
I mean, as Tupac said, to live and die in LA. Well,
Live
I
and die
mean,
in LA.
we might be looking at the latter at the end of that,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Thomas, you guys have had a little bit of a 10 game something somethings, right?
Yep.
You got the Anaheim Angels.
Hmm.
You got two more with the Giants. You got the Anaheim Angels. Then it's Philly time.
Yep.
So it's huge. Is there anything that you can think of that you can leave with the listening audience that you would like to talk about um, when it comes to the Braves this week? Anything that you think that they need to put together? Anything. Microphone's yours.
I'm going to say we are getting healthy at the right time.
Okay.
We have rested our pitchers more than anyone else in the league.
Okay.
Uh, I want to say Chris Sale and Renato Lopez. They've only pitched on regular rest twice so far this season. They've been getting pushed back almost every single start just to preserve their arms, just to preserve their injury status. They want to have them late in the season. And that's something no other team has done so far this year. So I'm really looking forward to how this team is going to ramp up the last month and a half of the season. And we're getting Michael Harris back soon. I think they just reactivated Michael Harris. Max Fried's come back soon. Ronaldo Lopez coming back soon. We're getting healthy at the right time. So it's going to be a fun stretch going into October.
Getting healthy at the right time is going to be fun. I mean, you're missing some key components, but getting
Hmm.
healthy now, I love it. I absolutely
Yep.
love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, Thomas, you and I are going to be hit and miss for the next month because you have some major life-changing events happening.
Yes,
So,
sir.
for those of you that are listening to Infield Fly Rule, please understand we've got three of them in. Doesn't mean that we're not going to have more of them in. This is going to go all year. The season will end. We'll still be
Hmm.
going forward. Um, but it's not going to be in every week or in every other week because we got to get it in with when Thomas like has some time with his
We
first
might
baby
get two
coming.
a week. We might be one and skip 3 weeks. You just never know. We'll get it in when we can.
You never know. You never know. So, Thomas, let everybody. So at recording, we are literally one day away from the first ever Top Fan Rivalry private event. It's a ladies'
Hmm.
night in. We've got a Braves fan talking about what it's like to work in sports. We worked in sports for a while. We've got a Cincinnati Reds fan talking a little bit about um, a few things about like how she gears up and things like that for games. It's going to be absolutely easy. But guess what, Thomas? It's a locker room only thing. So,
Yep.
two things we want you to do. Number one, hit that subscribe button up there. Make sure that you're checking out Thomas on all the socials. But, Thomas, let's not have them pay full price for a locker room. They don't want to miss the next one. What are we going to do? What kind of discount code do we have?
Please use the discount code Chop Talk. DM me if you have any questions about it. I'm Instagram, Twitter, everything 755 Chop Talk. Um, just here to help you out to have a good time, talk sports, and just enjoy yourself. There's a lot of fun things happening on the Top Fan website. A lot of good people talking sports and different from different podcasts from different websites. It's fan involved where we want to hear from you. So if you want to be on a podcast, let us know. We can get you on. We want to hear your point of view on it. You can be a part of the Top Fan Rivalry family. We want to bring you on. So again, that discount code is Chop Talk, and just come have a good time with us.
There you go. Thomas, I can't wait till we do the next episode. I can't wait till we meet. Charlotte is going to be amazing. So,
Yes, sir.
yes. Thomas, let's do it again.
Yes, sir. Let's
All
do
right.
it.